To many, it sounds crazy to make these pieces and parts fly, untethered by gravity and able to soar. To some of us, though, it's a dream we pursue. We're builders, creators, on the clock and after hours, solving one puzzle after another, until it takes shape into something remarkable. It's never easy. There's so much to learn. There's hard work, do-overs, time, always time. But there are also helping hands. And finally, there's success. First slowly, then boldly. And like that, an airplane grows. Tail feathers, wings, fuse, interior, engine. This dream will come true. Together, we'll make something exceptional. We are Team X.
We've come a long way since first introducing Team X. Originally formed by home builders at Garmin, Team X has always been our way to represent you in our creative design process, to make your aviation dreams a reality, an experimental or light general aviation aircraft. As I always say, this isn't just a business to us, it's our calling, because we're pilots too, and airplane lovers at heart. We fly behind the avionics we create, in my airplanes, and in those created and owned by our associates, the ones we use to fly our families and our friends. We never stop innovating. That's why we're excited to show you something special, something we've spent years creating, something that will change your expectations of what avionics can do in your aircraft. We know you've been waiting for this too. I'd like to introduce our next generation integrated flight display system. Welcome to the future of flight displays.
We had a vision where all your flying tasks revolve around a single system. Now that vision is real. This is Axis, the center of your panel in every way. See the innovation you've been waiting for. With 11.6-inch and 8-inch displays for your panel, PFD, MFD, and EIS capabilities. With optional built-in IFR GPS, nav, comm, and audio panel. And streamlined installation from G3X Touch, including shared mounting pattern, panel cutouts, and sensor compatibility. A fast and intuitive interface enhances your situational awareness. With PFD widgets for flight plans, weather, and more. A map radial menu to access waypoint information. And split-screen capabilities for more information in your field of view. Plus, add more awareness in the airport environment, including runway occupancy awareness to avoid potential incursions, and a 3D safe taxi diagram of the airport environment. Axis Flight Displays, the center of your panel.
With Axis, we begin a new chapter. Building on Garmin's industry-leading expertise, we created Axis to feel familiar while unlocking new capabilities, so we could bring an unparalleled experience to your experimental, light sport, or light general aviation aircraft. We created a family of products that combine the most critical navigation and communication functions into the primary flight display, so we could reduce the complexity of installation while offering more power through integration. We considered safety at every step along the way. We added features like runway occupancy awareness, surface watch, 3D safe taxi, a dedicated emergency button to provide quick actions when time is precious. Nothing changes your perspective like looking into the back seat and seeing your kids asleep, trusting you while you're trusting your instruments. On Team X, we've had first flights, newly minted pilots, and new ratings just while working on this project. You better believe those experiences are evident in Axis. We know you'll love putting Axis at the center of your panel because it's the solution we want in ours.
We want to develop a next level of integrated avionics, a feature-rich platform now with drastically reduced installation time and more cost-effective avionics hardware. And as simple as that sounds, it took dedicated efforts across multiple Garmin teams to design the system, integrate with other Garmin avionics, ensure it's intuitive to use, capable of the rigors of flight, and prepared for the installation in your airplane. Axis offers 3 different display sizes, an 11.6-inch, 8-inch landscape, and 8-inch portrait. Each is about an inch larger than G3X Touch, while still using the existing panel cutout. The 11.6-inch display has 2 dual concentric knobs that provide separate controls for the split windows, back buttons and menu buttons for each side of the split windows, a direct to button, and an emergency button. This dedicated emergency button consolidates solutions into a single press. Depending on what's integrated, it can help squawk an emergency code, change your comm frequency, find and navigate to the nearest airport, and even engage your autopilot to get you there. Every display also includes a Type-C USB port on the bezel to load software, download logs, or even charge that mobile device. Each has built-in Wi-Fi Bluetooth for updating databases or streaming to Garmin Pilot. Our base 11.6-inch and 8-inch displays are great for upgrading G3X Touch. We have both experimental and fully TSO'd versions. It expands on G3X Touch and provides much more. It can still interface with G3X Touch sensors, and it includes a built-in VFR GPS for use with a glare shield antenna. We added high-speed data bus to improve that integration with other Garmin products. And we added an HDMI connector for improved integration with flight cameras and other devices. Our comm model, which is fully TSO'd, offers a built-in 4-place audio panel, comm radio, and IFR GPS navigator. Our nav comm model adds a nav radio to create an all-in-one, fully integrated single display that's also fully TSO'd and certified. We added more interfaces too, potentially avoiding the need for additional remote sensors or adapters. With all of this integration, we also had to think about the failure modes and redundancy. We separated comm and display boards and added separate power inputs. We wanted to make sure that, in the event something goes wrong, you can still maximize the functionality of the system. In the unlikely event the screen becomes unavailable, the internal comm board automatically reverts to the emergency frequency so you can still communicate. Axis uses a single display to consolidate your avionics, clean up your panel, and reduce or even remove the center radio stack. With Axis, we've created an integrated avionics system that works for you. It reduces workload and adds new safety-enhancing features. Because life is stressful enough, flying shouldn't be.
We wanted to bring Axis to life with a personality, something that would resonate with our pilots. That's where user interface design comes into play. Our goal was to make Axis approachable while still being fun to use. It had to draw pilots in and inspire them to go flying. We started with our visuals. We aimed for a modern, slightly playful look featuring rounded corners and gradient buttons. We also embraced a very simple philosophy: touch what you want to change. This makes the system intuitive, especially for pilots that grew up using smartphones and tablets. We also drew inspiration from the latest in automotive infotainment systems. The result is a user interface that looks great, feels natural, and is incredibly easy to operate. Another goal was familiarity, making Axis seamless to use for experienced Garmin users. We've maintained familiar controls, similar layouts, and intuitive navigation. That way, our pilots can jump right in and start flying. We also leverage Garmin's cutting-edge capabilities. The primary flight display offers enhanced synthetic vision with more realistic terrain, shadows, and lighting. Updated tapes improve readability, and the HSI now includes a moving map that can display traffic, weather, and terrain overlays. The PFD can be full screen, split screen, and also show cool new widgets. The versatile multifunction windows handles maps, charts, flight planning, engine data, and more. You can customize each window and split the screen to have multiple windows side by side. Thanks to a powerful new processor, panning, zooming, and rendering are lightning fast, making navigation, charting, and data review effortless. A new radio menu allows you to easily tap to access waypoint information and make flight plan updates. The NavCom and EIS controls have been modernized for ease of use. And the advanced EIS provides easy-to-read gauges, a fuel computer, exceedance alerts and advisories, lean assist, and more. Touching any display brings up relevant data or options, and the layout can be optimized for left or right side operation. Axis also integrates seamlessly with Garmin engine sensors, radios, transponders, and audio panels to provide a large touchscreen interface for control. But the journey doesn't end here. We'll keep refining Axis and add new features for years to come. I'm proud of Axis. I've flown many hours behind it, even in my own airplane. I find it powerful, intuitive, and super fun to use. I really think we nailed it.
Hi, I'm Jessica, and I'm with Max today, and we're excited to show you Axis for the first time in flight. Today in the Baron, we have two 11.6-inch flight displays, an 8-inch portrait display alongside GFC 600 Autopilot and our GI 275.
Okay, as we're taxiing out here, Jess, we've got this exocentric synthetic vision technology view. You can see that our taxiways are depicted. It basically helps correlate what you see with a top-down map and then what you see looking out the window. You can see taxiway signs, you can see runway hold short signs. It's got a very nice clear picture of the runway depicted, and then it correlates really well with our surface watch feature.
All that I'll add is that I love that we display the METAR wind information on the primary flight display. So in a pinch at the last minute when you're taking the runway, you know exactly where the wind's coming from.
So one of my favorite features about Axis, Jess, is looking at the beautiful new synthetic vision display. It just makes a great tool, especially when you're flying around an unfamiliar area. Maybe you've got terrain around you and you're able to see that on synthetic vision. Another really cool feature for situational awareness is the ability to change what you're showing on your HSI map. So inside your HSI, you can quickly select from like a basic HSI with just compass headings on it. You can select a map view, which has got terrain, obstacles. You can also select a traffic view. It's super helpful in this case if you've got something displayed on your split screen and you want to still maintain a situational awareness. So if you're familiar with G1000 and the ability to display, traffic or nearest pages as insets, on Axis we've incorporated a new feature called widgets. It's a really cool way to one touch on the widget, bring up a full map menu. Or if you like to fly with full screen SVT, it gives you just a little bit additional situational awareness. So for in this case, Jess, over on your side, we've got map, we've got a traffic page, and we've got the nearest airport brought up. You'll even see a glidable symbol showing which airports are in glide range ring.
And Max, one of my favorite features that we've built into the moving map that we've pulled from Garmin Pilot, for example, is the radial menu. And I feel like with the touch of the map, we get quick access to so much information, specifically airport information, which grants us access to frequency information, runway, weather, NOTAMs, charts, just about anything you would need to get to the airport. All the information we could access via that radial menu. Axis features Runway Occupancy Awareness, or ROA, which provides optimal situational awareness in and around the airport environment. We're on about a 4-mile final right now on approach to the runway where our company traffic is pre-coordinated and positioned. We begin to see the brown target, and it's identified as Garmin 16, which is our pre-coordinated company traffic. Initially, we get a white annunciation indicating that traffic is on runway 33.
Traffic, runway 33.
Then we get a yellow annunciation,
Traffic, runway 33.
and then our red annunciation. So we will go around.
So Garmin has incorporated our standard EIS into Axis. And so like in this case, you can see on our 8-inch display, we've got a full screen setup of information. You can see oil pressure, temperature, fuel flow, in this case even our de-ice pressure. And of course, if you're into tracking CHTs and EGTs, we've got a beautiful bar graph that shows those laid out. In this case, we're showing it in monitor mode, but we can go to lean assist mode, and you can immediately see that it's now looking for an EGT peak. This will work for lean of peak operations. It'll work for rich of peak operations. Additionally, we've got a normalized mode. Basically provides a flat reference, and then you can see any deltas in your EGT or CHTs from that point. And one of my favorite features on your side, Jess, is if I touch one touch on the EIS strip, it'll automatically bring up a split screen EIS page that kind of similar to what you see over here on the 8-inch display. And if you want to go back, just simply touch the EIS banner and it takes you right back to whatever split screen view you had previously displayed.
You know, Max, Axis also features a dedicated EMER button for emergency purposes. Within that menu, we get quick access to level mode, and we also can access Smart Glide. Here we get to, with one touch, immediately tune emergency comm 121.5 and our emergency transponder code of 7700.
In addition to that, you'll see readouts of maybe a current position from a glidable airport if you need that, your AGL altitude. That's super useful in my opinion if you're trying to figure out if you can make it.
You know, Max, my favorite part about Axis, and I think we keep coming back to this, is the integration component. You know, all this 30-year-old Baron has a beautiful panel, and it really boasts the integration that Garmin has been known for over 20 years.
Yeah, it really, to me, it represents a generational leap in technology. Not just one thing, it's the hardware, the software, the app-based menu structure, the ability to integrate IFR, GPS, NavCom all into one display unit. I think it's going to be a real hit for the pilots that fly this.
Axis includes a broad AML STC encompassing hundreds of certified piston single and twin engine aircraft with options for experimental and light sport aircraft. Thank you for flying with Max and I today. We can't wait for you to fly behind Axis.
Axis flight displays give you the most customizable, configurable, and expandable system that we've ever created for the experimental and light general aviation market. It provides many installation options and configurations so you can exactly tailor the system to your needs, panel space, and budget. Axis displays install with many of the current sensors and LRUs that we already use. That includes the GSU-25 Adahars flight computer, the GMU-11 magnetometer, and the GEA-24 engine indication module. And it uses other components like the GFC 500 or 600 autopilot servos, radios, and transponders. And because we have 3 screen sizes available, you can mix and match units to fit your panel space and aircraft type. Axis displays use the same panel cutouts and mounting holes as the current G3X Touch displays, even though we've increased the display area. That, combined with connector and harness compatibility, makes for a very straightforward upgrade pathway with very minor modifications needed. In a simple installation, or an aircraft with a smaller panel, an 11.6-inch Axis integrated IFR GPS and NavCom primary flight display can pair with an 8-inch Axis display configured as a multifunction display or engine indication system. You can also opt for only the larger display with IFR GPS and NavCom functionality, plus split screen, the MFD and EIS. Or if you have an existing G3X Touch panel configured with the current sensors, you can select an Axis base model and use the existing LRUs from your system. In an IFR panel, we can use the same navigators that Garmin is well known for, whether it's the GPS series like the GNX 375 or GTN-XI series of IFR navigators. Your traditional radio stack continues to be fully compatible. This allows for LPV WAS IFR approaches, as well as nav radio capabilities for localizer and ILS approaches. When we start adding these units and interfaces, some of the complexity of the installation can also increase. Axis takes a big step forward in simplifying your installation. It uses both CAN bus and high-speed data bus interfaces, so the system can seamlessly communicate across the display units. By doing so, we've eliminated the need for external data converters like the GAD29 AirInc interface. And these expanded interfaces also bring additional advantages into the panel, like software and database crossfill. So system maintenance and updates are more efficient too. For maximum capabilities, this panel offers multiple Axis integrated flight displays. This gives you maximum capability for an IFR aircraft when you want the most display area in your panel. It gives your aircraft the most integrated avionics experience, which was previously reserved for high-end piston and turbine aircraft. Because the displays house the additional hardware needed for this level of capability, it creates a system that is one of the easiest to install. You no longer have large units with deep mounting racks or communication modules with thick wiring bundles taking up space behind the panel. Axis creates a simpler, more integrated, and more efficient installation with maximum capability. It's simply the most capable and customizable system we have ever created for this class of aircraft.
Welcome to Axis, the next generation of flight displays. It's faster, smarter, more integrated, and built to make your life easier as a pilot. This is years of innovation now available to you. Your dream panel will never look the same. Thanks for joining us. Fly safely and fly Garmin.